What's that face? If you're watching, he's doing a weird face. Anyway, welcome. Anyway, I can't speak. Welcome to episode 12 of Kanin Konvos.
Welcome.
Stop doing that weird face.
It's a weird face.
It's a weird smile. If you're watching, he's doing a weird smile. So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about... I don't know, what are we talking about today? Just kidding. Like we mentioned last week, we're talking about your art.
Coolio.
Fun.
That sounded very sarcastic.
No.
It sounded so sarcastic.
No, it's really fun. Fun.
Oh
Fun
my
stuff.
gosh. That's okay.
Okay.
Where should we start?
I don't know. Where do you think we should start?
At the beginning?
Sure. What's the beginning?
You were actually there when it all started.
Yeah. So, we'll talk about your art. Meaning art as a job. Because that's where it started.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, art as a job, but not art in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, that is my job.
Yes.
I'm a visual artist. I'm a painter, just like my lolo, Arturo Luz. So, follow my art Insta.
Yep.
At Art by Paulina, if you don't already. All my stuff is there. If you're curious to know what kind of stuff I make.
Yes.
So, what did you say? Where did we start?
We start with... I said... Because with me, it was art as a job, not really art in general. Because you've been doing art before.
Yeah. Well, I talked about that in one of our episodes.
Yeah.
I think the schooling one.
Yeah.
Did I? I don't know.
I
I think I mentioned it, but
I don't remember.
We'll start where the whole career started, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're already there.
Yes.
Because this was December 2015.
Yep.
So I graduated college
That
March.
year.
Yeah, 2015. And then I didn't want to work right away. I think I mentioned that already.
Yeah.
So I was kind
You
of
had
pursuing...
another passion.
Yes, which was...
Which was theater.
Yeah, that was my original passion. So I was actually doing jazz classes and
dance classes, singing lessons.
Yes.
And acting also.
Yes, many things.
Yeah.
But like I've said before, I'm not like stellar in any of them.
Yeah.
So
And I convinced her not to.
What?
No, I didn't really convince you.
What did you say?
No, I didn't really not convince you. It was just... I felt like it wasn't really your calling. So I wasn't really like on board.
Basically, he told me I wasn't good enough.
No, I didn't thought you weren't good enough.
No, you didn't say that.
I was just like not totally on board because I knew that, the theater industry in the Philippines is not really... It's unlike the theater industry in the States and Canada and stuff like that.
Meaning,
it's like, it's there, but it's not a big thing. Like, Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Go to New York. It's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
right?
I get that. Well,
I mean, now it's getting
bigger. It's picking up.
It's picking up. But 4 years ago,
That's true.
it
Almost
wasn't
4
really,
years ago, yeah.
there.
Well, anyway, I was pursuing all those things, all those lessons, and then I think it was also badminton.
Yeah, you were doing badminton.
We were doing badminton.
Yeah. You were getting lessons for badminton. I was playing with you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I graduated 2015, and then December 2015, that's when the whole calligraphy thing kind of picked up.
Yeah.
It became super uso. It started with Abby C. Do you know Abby? Do you see her stuff?
No, I don't see her stuff. I'm not really a calligraphy
Yeah,
fan.
you're not. Anyway, shout out to Abby C. Her stuff is really, really good. She's pretty popular, actually.
Yeah, I hear her around, like, giving workshops and stuff like that.
Yeah, she does that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found her calligraphy book in National, and I bought it, and then I started doing calligraphy. And then, remember when I was filming my one scene for my dad's movie, and I brought one of my notebooks for calligraphy. Do you remember that?
I think so.
It was in the hotel.
Yes, in the hotel.
Yeah, we were... Because when you're shooting like a movie,
it takes a long time.
Dami kong alam. Yeah, it takes a long time. So I remember I brought my notebook.
Yeah.
And I was doing calligraphy to like kill time. And that's how it started. And from there, I was, you know how when you do calligraphy and lettering, you kind of have to decorate your
Yeah, so
your
it was like it's
stuff.
like the lettering, and then there's
But
like
there's like
watercolor
and there's
stuff.
like floral,
Yeah.
whatever, So I started decorating my calligraphy with lines, and one day in December, I took out the letters completely and I was just concentrated on one line. I still remember that notebook that I'm talking about. There's one page there that's literally just one black line, and I remember staring at it and just being super fascinated out of nowhere.
But you were good with calligraphy also, to the point that somebody commissioned you to do a professional work or like professional job.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to one of my friends. I was pretty okay. I'm not gonna say I'm good, but it's an. I remember I was posting it
Yeah.
on Tumblr pa. And yeah, I guess people liked it. I was really into it.
Yeah.
I would do it with watercolor.
So if anybody, passes by Alter Smith in
Yeah, the one in City
In
Golf.
City Golf.
Alter Smith in City Golf. I did that on the
there's
wall.
there's a lettering on the wall. Like, there's a
hand
quote,
painted
and she
that.
hand painted it.
Both. There are two quotes there, hand painted. I hope it's still there.
Yeah,
I hope he didn't take it out.
I don't think you did take it out.
But that's how it started, and my Tumblr's still up. Actually, there's a lot of calligraphy stuff, and then from there, yun nga, the whole line thing. And then one day, I woke up, that in December pa rin, and I had an idea for an abstract piece, literally out of nowhere.
Wait, was this before you were doing like the pixel work? This is
That
after.
pixel work was just like a one-off,
Okay,
two-off,
Yeah.
or it was during the time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was during that time. What he's talking about is like I would make paintings that are kind of pixelized type.
Yeah. So it's like pixelized, digitally pixelized, and then you paint it.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't. Yeah. We can insert the photo.
Yeah,
Just so
yeah.
they can see. But so the whole line thing, I had an idea for an abstract piece. I never dabbled in abstract. I never like drew anything abstract, even though I lived with
Yeah.
my lolo all
Well,
my
because
life.
this whole calligraphy thing, before that, you weren't doing anything art related.
I wasn't at all.
But you were doing it in high school. But for a class, right?
Yeah, like art classes in high school, yes. That's the only form of art education I had.
Yeah.
But it's not like taking up arts in college.
Yeah, no.
It's just a high school art class.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was making art, but it was never abstract.
Yeah.
I was making art for high school, but never ever abstract.
And then you just skipped it totally during college, right?
I skipped it totally.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was in IS, I really liked my art class there, and for a split second, I did want to take up fine arts, but then
Yeah.
I thought to myself, what are the chances that I could be successful like my lolo? Like, the chances are like slim to none. It's so hard to make it in the art industry, so I let it go.
Yeah.
I
And it's still hard to make it
Yeah.
to
Yes.
the art industry.
Yeah. So I let it go completely. I took up I didn't even take any extra art.
Yeah, fine arts.
I even
yeah.
took theater in Ateneo. I didn't
Ateneo,
even take
yeah.
art. So I wasn't doing it at all.
Because art wasn't really in your radar in the first place.
No, it was never in my radar. Like, even with my lolo, I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast already, but the whole my lolo being a national artist, it never really occurred to me, or it never really sunk in until we started dating.
Yeah.
Because you were the one fascinated.
Yeah. Because I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, so I like all of these
You actually
history,
appreciate. Yeah.
history, all of these things in the past,
Yeah.
like vintage. you know.
Yes. Yes,
Even
you
my
are a
choice in
nerd.
music,
That is true.
it's very vintage.
Yeah, so Jed was the one that was always like, oh, let's visit your lolo and see what he's working on. And I would just be like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, because for me, he's part of the Philippine history. His mark on Philippine history is a huge part of the make of our country in terms of the arts and culture. And when will you ever get to talk to a national artist and ask him about things? I mean, getting to the rank of national artist is already crazy in itself.
It is.
And of course, asking somebody, about their past, it's a privilege, I guess, because for me, my lolo Justado, I didn't get that chance to ask him.
Because you were still young.
Because I was still young, and he died in 1997.
Oh, my lolo became national artist in 1997.
Yeah.
So yeah, I only started kind of appreciating it when Jed came into the picture, and he would ask questions, and he would be super aliw with the paintings, and we would look at the paintings. So thanks for that. So where was I? Yun nga, the whole abstract thing.
The whole abstract, yeah.
Literally out of nowhere. And I get this question a lot. People always ask me if my lolo kind of taught me or steered me in the direction.
Because you lived with him for basically your whole entire life.
Yeah, and I guess it would make sense for people to assume that I would watch, or he would preach, or he would teach. Basically, I have never even seen him work. We've never talked about art.
Yeah.
Before that whole thing. Before I started doing abstract, we never talked about art. He was strictly just my lolo. That's it. That's all he was. To the point
that you were telling me a story about him where you would actually be in his studio with one of your cousins. Diba?
Yeah, we would do art attacks.
Yeah, you would do art attacks in his studio.
But he wouldn't even be there. Did I tell you that?
But he'd let you.
Of course, he'd let us. He's that type of person. And when you're a kid and you like draw like the kiddie drawings, like the flowers.
Yeah.
He had a whole wall in his studio with all my like kiddie drawings. He would always post every one of them. He was that type. He was the best, actually. But yes, I've never seen him work. He's never taught me anything. No techniques. Nothing.
You should get this sculpture. Put it here.
Oh, I should. Hold on. Keep talking.
All right. So there's actually some artwork in this room.
If you're watching, wait, I'm not even on the mic. If you're watching, I just put my lolo's paper clip. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. Yeah, it's a rose gold paper clip. One of his like really popular sculptures. There.
Yeah,
now
so
we have
there.
an art.
Yeah.
Now we have a piece. Now we have like a centerpiece. If you're watching. So yes, that was
for sale? Is it for sale?
No, this one is not for sale.
Okay.
This is ours, I think, or my mom's. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Where were we?
Art Your Lolo room.
Yeah, his studio with the whole wall of my drawings. But yun nga, he was just a typical lolo.
Yeah, but you would go to all of his exhibits though.
Yeah, but I'm so frustrated because I really grew up going to his exhibits. I'm so frustrated that I didn't appreciate it.
You didn't really look at the
I didn't look. I didn't understand. I guess I didn't take time to understand also. When you're growing up, art is kind of... abstract art or fine art, it's not really something that kids gravitate towards.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's hard to understand abstract art because there's no real understanding to it.
No, and remember we were talking to my lolo recently, and he had like the best. He said like the best thing because we were talking about the MoMA, and
so the Museum of Modern Art in New York.
And the pieces there are so weird.
So if you've been to the place, it's literally art on steroids.
Yeah.
So it's not art. Okay, it's not art like paintings. It's not art like you see in houses.
Like Renaissance. It's not like that.
It's not. It's literally
an exit sign. An exit sign.
Tissue on top of a sculpture. That's art. Or a piece of tissue on the floor, and then you'll be like, "Is that trash?" No, somebody's guarding it, and it says "piece of tissue" by blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So basically,
that's basically what it is in MoMA. And when we went, I was just like, "What the heck is this crap?" Like I couldn't understand anything. I couldn't appreciate anything. I hated the MoMA. I hated it. Did you like it?
No.
It's too abstract.
It's too abstract. So they're paintings in which it's just a blank white canvas.
Some are okay.
And it says white canvas.
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking to my lolo about this recently, and he said, you don't have to understand the work. You don't have to understand what they're doing. You just have to accept that the artist chose this way to express himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, that's a good tip also for people listening, I guess, because art is on the rise here in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to malls, if you go to SM Aura, you go to Rockwell, you go to Podium,
There's so many
you go
exhibits.
to SM Mega Mall, you go to the fourth floor SM Mega Mall, ang daming art.
Yeah, I have paintings like in Rustan's Gateway.
Oh, and then she has paintings. Plug her paintings. Rustan's Gateway, Rustan's Makati,
Rustan Siang.
Rustan Siang. So, you know, these are like, it's on the rise, eh.
Mm-hmm.
But for the common man, which we were also,
Mm-hmm.
these paintings were more like, you know, something to put on a wall. But if you really look at it and really try to understand it, you'll see a whole different world.
Or at least just accept.
Yeah, so if you don't get it, at least you accept it.
Yeah, art is hard because it's very subjective.
Okay, going back to you.
Okay.
So what was the first piece that you did?
So going back,
first piece in your
in my career.
in your career, yeah.
So going back to what I was talking about kanina, in December 2015. So I had that idea, right? One day I had the idea for an abstract work. It was a set of 4.
Yeah.
Set of 4 frames that I put on a notebook, and then the next day I went out to buy canvases.
Yeah.
And I did it literally for fun.
Yeah.
Literally, remember that? I mean, I think you were around when I was like painting it.
Yeah,
literally
for sure.
for fun. It was like red, black, and white.
It was
very
still
simple.
in your room. It wasn't even in a studio.
No,
or
it was
anything.
literally in my bedroom floor.
Yeah.
And I'll insert a photo. I still have it on my Instagram. And of course, I posted it as every millennial does, just to share. I really had no intentions of ever selling or anything because I didn't think that anyone would ever want to buy. Like, why would you want to spend money for this?
Yeah.
And from there, I kind of picked up and I kept getting all these abstract ideas. Literally, I don't know from where. I think I had around 11 abstract paintings.
Yeah.
I was posting a few, and then one day, one of my old friends from Poveda texted me, and she said, "Hey, are you selling? Because my mom's interested to buy." And when I got the text, I was like, I guess if someone wants to buy, right? I remember I asked you.
Yeah,
I was like,
of course.
I was like, someone wants to buy. What
mean,
do
of
I do?
course.
Should I sell? Like, and from there, I remember I was like, okay, the first thing I need to figure out is how much to price it.
To price it, yeah.
And I think I get messages on Instagram of people asking me how to start and how to price.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that my lolo's best friend owns a gallery, so I was able to ask him.
So there's like a basic understanding.
There's a basic understanding. Yeah. The way I price is by square inch.
Yeah. Which is the usual starting price. So not starting price, but
I'm not gonna say the rate, but that's how you start.
Yeah, usual pricing.
Yeah,
of an
usual.
art piece. Yeah.
Because for both me and my lolo, we price by size.
Yeah.
It's really by size. He can price it by square foot because he makes mostly big ones. But I started out pricing per square inch, and that's still what I do until this day. Yeah. So there, I asked him for, hey, how much should I price these? Like, someone's interested.
Which is funny because the first person who bought from you isn't actually the person who texted you first.
Here's well, you know what's funnier? That person has never even bought anything. That's even funnier. The person who wanted to buy, who started all of this, has not even bought. I should actually give her a painting just to say thank you, because when I got that text, I still remember this. We were eating in Ipudo.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna post all my paintings and I'm gonna just put myself out there and say, okay, these are for sale. And I was so stressed. Do you remember that? I was in Ipudo. And then I remember just like watching the post. Like, I was so scared that
and the first
people were
person
gonna
actually
judge.
bought
Was your friend.
Was my friend's mom.
Yeah.
Tita Kathy and Pia.
Shout out.
So they were the first ones who bought
Very
paintings.
first ones. I'll never
One
forget.
painting from you.
I will never forget. It was like just a small 9x12. I still remember that.
And that's hopefully
gosh.
that will be valuable one day.
I hope so. That was already 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
Almost 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was still. Oh, gosh, that was great. What a thrill! I remember I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got money for my art!" That's crazy.
And then it just didn't stop from there.
It just didn't stop because those 11 paintings, I sold a lot of them, and people were interested in the sold ones.
Yeah.
So I had to keep making, and that's literally how it started.
Yeah.
People just kept asking for more.
Yeah. And talk about your first exhibit. When was your first exhibit? So you started December, and then by Feb, right?
Yeah, by Feb.
By Feb,
Like I said,
I'm ready.
But I'm very lucky that we have connections. I'm not gonna lie about that because my my lolo's friend owns a gallery.
Of course, it's network, but it's not really connections. It was more like
it's a relationship.
Somebody was really the industry was really waiting for somebody from the Luz line to follow his footsteps.
Oh, well, also fun fact, no one else from our entire family isn't paints or anything.
Yeah, or even
literally
comes
no
close
one.
to being an artist.
The closest was my tita Paula, the one who died, but she was a photographer.
Photographer.
So,
meaning artists like,
yes.
painting.
Literally none. And it's funny because my lolo, well, when this whole thing started in December, he was actually in the hospital.
Yes.
He was really sick. Well, thankfully, he's much better now. He's okay now. But he was really sick and he was in the hospital. And I visited him one day and I showed him on my phone the abstract paintings I had. And he was literally in shock. Were you there? I think you were there.
I think so.
He
I
was
don't remember
so
exactly.
shocked because he never expected anyone and he
From the
never
family.
expected me
Yeah.
to follow in his footsteps in any way, shape, or form. And
Yeah.
he would joke, he would be like, for 60 years, people have asked me if anyone is continuing my legacy or following my footsteps, and I've had to say no. And now I have to change my answer.
Yeah.
And we would all laugh. And he was shocked in a good way. He was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, because most art families in the Philippines have been followed by predecessors.
That's true, no?
Of course,
A lot of names, there's always different. Like
Yeah.
the Kaknyos. There's so many Kaknyos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blanco, Malang.
There are a lot. Yeah. But it came out of nowhere. So everyone in my family was pretty shocked.
But I think with the other families kasi, they
were kind of groomed.
but parang since it's been working, they've been continuing that type of style.
So it's kind of like
they continue the legacy to the
T.
Yeah, to the T.
And
so the styles are similar as you go down the line.
And it's like on purpose. It's purposeful.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. I think that's why I don't want to say that's why people like my work, but people always say that it's the same vibe.
Yeah, but you started off like that. You started off with paintings that are pretty much really, really similar to your lolos, especially the colors. Remember?
Yes.
The first time you
gosh.
started, you were only doing like 4 colors.
Yeah, when I first
3 colors.
started, I was very limited. I wanted to limit myself to red, black, white, ochre,
And 4
and
colors.
gray.
Yeah.
So like 5 colors.
colors.
Basically my lolo's color palette.
Yeah.
And then I remember people would ask me because I accept commissions, and I would have paintings commissioned,
Yeah.
and they would want me to paint in blue or green, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I hate those colors. I really didn't want to work with those colors, and I literally refused.
Yeah.
I refused to use other colors for the first year or something like that.
Yeah,
A
at
long
least
time.
here, for a long time.
And if you look at my paintings now, it's literally
Yeah, colorful.
every color of the rainbow.
Yeah.
So I started.
And before, all of your paintings were squares or triangles. It's just, it wasn't, you weren't
Basically, it's
starting the
evolved.
circular.
I didn't start like the curving.
Yeah, the curving
the
circles.
curves and circles. But it's just, I think with every artist, your art just really evolves over time. Because
Yeah.
if you look at my Lolo's paintings from when he was younger, oh my gosh,
It's different.
it's so
yeah.
different.
And it was creepy.
Yeah, some of them were pretty creepy.
Yeah, and he would
And
he would
there
say
were-
also,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah. And there were like blues, which
Yeah.
you don't expect from him now.
Yeah, and you would ask him, so what were you thinking when you were doing those blues?
What
He was
did
like,
say?
I don't know. I don't know what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
That's true. It's just so, yeah, it's art really just evolves so much. And even with me, it's only been what, less than 4 years. It's gonna be 4 years soon, but it's already so different
Yeah.
from my first paintings that I
Yeah.
put out there.
So what did you feel during your first exhibit? I mean, everybody was there
Oh my, yeah. So the first exhibit was February in the Crucible, and
in Mega Mall. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately my Lolo wasn't there because he was still in the hospital.
Yeah.
But he was, giving me advice, trying to help
Yeah.
out in any way that he could. But I remember that day I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop going to the bathroom because I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stressed.
You were super stressed.
Oh my gosh! I still remember that. Like
Yeah.
wow, the feelings. It was crazy because everyone was there, my
Yeah.
whole family, all my friends, and just having exhibits in general, even until now, it's very nerve-wracking because one, it's so tiring.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the whole thing is just a socialization thing.
Exactly, yeah.
You have to socialize with everyone, especially if it's your exhibit. You are going to have everyone's gonna want to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And everyone's gonna want to take pictures with you. Yeah, it's great. I appreciate it, but oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I don't sit for like 3 hours. I don't drink anything. I don't eat anything for 3 hours. And you're talking to all these kinds of people for 3 hours, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But the main reason why it's so nerve-wracking is because every painting is an expression of who you are, right? It's
Yeah.
an extension of yourself. It's a part of you. So when you put it up there for everyone to see and judge, I mean, it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
you're basically inviting people to look into, I don't want to say into your soul, that's so
Yeah.
cliche, but look at you on the wall and judge you, because that's what you do. You judge
Yeah.
art. You talk about what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
So I think people also want to know, like, where do you buy your art stuff?
That was so random, like from an exhibit to art stuff.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what?
Like supplies.
It's so
Where
hard
do you
to
buy supplies?
it's so sad that in here it's so hard to find.
Yeah, because every time we go abroad, every time we go to like the States, we go to Canada, it's always one whole maleta full of art stuff.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of money on art supplies.
Oh, yes, I do. Of course, I
But
have
of course,
to.
yeah, it's like investment then.
Here,
I mean, they're in Canada and in the States, you literally go to
go to
one
like,
city.
there's like a Blix.
Yeah, there's
and
like a Blix, there's a Michaels. Everything is in that one
and
store.
it's literally heaven.
I mean, here you go to name of place
And you don't.
and you
yeah.
see 5 to 10 different colors, when in the States it's like 50 to 100 different
I
colors.
know, and it sucks. But there are. Well, I'm happy that there's Art Bar now.
Yeah.
Even though it's still a little, the paints are not.
So basically, what's an art bar, to give you a comparison? What's an art bar right now is in the checkout line of Michaels in
Yeah.
Canada and the States.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's basically just a checkout line.
That's exactly what it is. But there's also Deovir.
Yeah.
It's Deovir. It's in SM Mega Mall.
It's the fifth floor. It's on top of Crucible Gallery.
Yeah, building A of SM Mega Mall. It's an art store. It's
Yeah.
not that big, but yeah, they have good stuff. And also
their main store in
it's
Quiapo.
yeah, it's
Quiapo or
I think it's
something?
huge or something. I don't know.
It's like really big.
Yeah.
So, but you can order through there, diba?
I'm not sure. I've never tried, but I also order a lot from the oil paint store, and you can order online and they deliver it, so that's great.
Yeah. And then recently you found a canvas supplier.
Yeah, I think it's Canvas Source.
Canvas source.
Yeah, I think since the art scene's picking up, I guess there are more, like there are a lot of canvas suppliers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it's still nothing compared to compared to the
Yeah,
States
yeah.
or to Canada.
So like for people wanting to start, I mean they're artists, but they want to start, getting
Yeah, I always get
track.
basically like advice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like how do they start marketing their products? But
Well,
you started on Instagram.
I started on Tumblr.
Or Tumblr.
Remember, so I had the
Yeah, but that's
Tumblr for calligraphy.
But,
No, and then I posted my paintings.
Yeah, but when somebody messaged you, where did you post that painting?
It was Instagram, yeah.
Yeah,
My Instagram.
Yeah. So it started on Instagram.
Well, now it's now most of my sales are through Instagram. So if you are wanting to start or wanting to sell, you need to take advantage of social media.
And you
basically.
need to basically meet as many people as you can.
Yeah, don't ever burn bridges. That's my advice. Just not even in art, but in life.
Yeah,
Try not to burn bridges because you never know when
One
you're
day
gonna
you'll-
need that
yeah,
person's help.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, social media, like we talked about in our last episode, there are a lot of stuff that we don't like about
Yeah.
it. But one good thing is that it's really good for business.
Mm.
So, and it's nice now that you have Instagram and Facebook because you don't really need to exhibit your stuff anymore.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So everybody thinks kasi that, oh, I need to go to a gallery and I need to showcase,
Yes.
I need to have a portfolio to give to a gallery so they can showcase my work.
Yes.
Is it still needed that you need to be with a gallery?
Personally, for me, I don't think so because one, it's not a secret that the gallery gets a cut of your
And
your
it's
sales.
a hefty cut.
It's a pretty hefty cut because there's rent, there's PR,
Yeah.
they take care of everything. So of course they're gonna get a big cut.
And they need
they need the revenue.
Yeah, revenue, yeah.
So you don't even need to have exhibits really. It's not necessary anymore with social media because you just have to make sure that you have good photos of your pieces.
Yeah.
Make sure you know how to make them look good in a photo. Make sure that you have like an Instagram account, a
Yeah.
Facebook page, and then promote it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Just promote it.
And you have to accept that a lot of people will like your work and there are also people that will not like your work.
Yeah, it's
Right?
always gonna be like that.
Because
That's
art
true.
is taste. It's
Super
subjective.
It's like it's wild because when I first started selling, I thought that I knew what people liked.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, they really like this style. I'm selling a lot of this style. I'm gonna keep making more.
Yeah.
And then you meet more people, and they like the weirdest stuff that you make.
Yeah.
And
Like, even in the art industry in the Philippines, so you look who are the top artists and you see, okay, Ben Cab's style is like very beautiful,
very universal.
very universal, and then you have the Ankyoko
like
that's
Ventura.
like very weird, or like the Ventura that's very weird, but it sells.
Yes.
It's really just
And then you also have the Luz, which is abstract, and
And it's
it's
super
not,
simple.
Yes, very simple, and it also sells.
yeah. So it really depends. Or you go to the Pinto Art Museum, and you see all the Borlongans, which, by the way, we had our prenup photo and video at Pinto Art Museum, and people actually like that stuff, even though they're pretty weird. Let's just admit.
It's just so subjective, and that's what I say. Like that's why it's kind of hard to sell your work because, when you meet a client, for example, or you have a buyer, it's not like selling a car and you can tell the person exactly why they need this car. This car is faster than your car. This car can get to your destination faster. This car is
Yeah.
safer. When you're selling art, you can't make any argument like that. It's either the client
You can't
likes
justify
it.
it.
You can't justify buying
verbally.
Yeah, you
the
can't.
art justifies itself.
Yes, that's why it's so hard because you meet someone you cannot convince them to. You can't sell it.
Yeah, you can't hard sell
Either
it,
they like it
or they don't.
or they don't.
Yeah.
And if they like it enough, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
And they'll spend money on it. That's basically what it is. And yeah, that's why it is hard to
Yeah.
make it. Because if they don't like it, they don't buy it.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of questions about techniques. Like people message me on my art Instagram and they ask me things like, "Oh, I'm a starting artist. What techniques can you
Yeah.
what are the techniques that
I mean, here's the thing, kasi art is basically what it's you have it or you don't. Like I
And-
can learn how to draw a dinosaur, but
Yeah.
I can't draw a random dinosaur. Diba?
Yeah.
Freehand. It's either you have it or you don't.
Well, that connects to what I was gonna say. When people ask me that, I always say there's no point in me telling you techniques because you have to figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
Every artist has their own techniques. Like my lolo has his own techniques how he makes those straight lines.
Yeah.
From practice and from painting so much and spending a lot of days, a lot of hours actually working on my craft, you start to develop your own techniques and it gets easier.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you start to discover this works or that doesn't work.
Yeah.
This makes it easier. So that's very personal, and I'm not going to waste my time giving you techniques when you have to learn it on your own. It's more of you just have to discover it on your own.
Yeah.
And it also depends on what your subject is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very personal,
There are
I guess.
tips and tricks, but I mean,
Of course, yeah, there are tips, like there are tricks like using masking tape and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But it doesn't work for every style. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you have. It depends on what you can get. It's
Yeah.
so like there's so many things that go into
that can
it.
be done. I guess it's just more of immersing yourself in art. That's how you'll get more techniques, right?
Just doing it.
Yeah, well, doing it and also looking at art. I mean, it's different kasi when you keep doing it, but then you don't look at other paintings.
I don't do that much.
You remember
Well,
there's a
actually,
book. Remember there's a book.
I
like-
look on Instagram actually.
Remember there's a book that's like art, how to copy art or something like that.
Oh, thanks for reminding
There you
me.
go, yeah.
There's this book that's really okay. If you're an artist and you're looking for reading material or
Yeah.
something like that, it's called Steal Like an Artist.
There you go.
It's
Still
by
an artist.
Austin Kleon. It's a very famous book. I'm sure everyone has
Yeah.
kind of heard about that. Are you talking about my swipe file?
Huh?
I have a swipe file. Well,
No, but
One-
I'm talking about like your art will never, ever, ever, ever be unique on its own.
yes, that's what he says.
Yeah.
That's what he says in the book. There's so much art that has been done that you will never be completely unique.
Yeah.
It will always be a kind of a copy of something.
Yeah.
But he says that as long as you put yourself into it,
Yeah.
you're good. It will be great. And one thing that he also wrote about that I still do is that every artist should have a swipe file. Either you have it, well, you'll probably have it on your phone now. So you make an album on your phone, name it swipe file, and every time you see something that you like, you take a picture of it, take a screenshot of it, and you put it in that file. And I use that for when I'm really stuck. When I don't
Yeah.
know what to do, I go back, look at the swipe file, look at the stuff that I like, and then maybe I'll get ideas
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the type of person that actually goes out and oh, look at that tree, now I have an idea.
Yeah.
For me it's more of while I'm doing something, supposing I'm like watching a show or I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
I'll have a pen and then I'll have my sketchbook and I'll literally just doodle. And then when I look down, oh, I can use this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it comes from.
Yeah. Talk about your exhibit with Rustans.
Yeah, Rustans is great because it's the second year in a row
Yes.
where they
So, basically, how were you discovered by Rustans?
well the
They asked you for a painting, remember? For
for the auction
for the auction for the Italian
something.
embassy or
Yeah,
something like that.
they asked me for like 3 paintings to put on auction.
Yeah.
And it did well. So from there, because Rustans has Rustans for the arts
Yes, yeah.
every year or every few months or something like that.
So,
So last year,
who was the one who invited you? Which Tantoko?
Tita Neddy.
Yeah, so you were invited by Neddy Tantoko
Yeah.
to do the Italian auction thing.
It wasn't just me though. It was like we were maybe
A lot
like
of-
5
yeah.
different artists, and they were all
There was
being
a Ducati
auctioned.
that was being
Yeah,
auctioned.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that would have been mine anyway.
oh, you wish. So yeah, they had response for the art. So after the auction was successful, so they asked me to exhibit with them with
Last
Rustans
year,
for the arts
yeah.
last year and this year, and then we're bringing it to Rustan Cebu.
Yeah, so
So if you live in Cebu,
if you're in Cebu,
my paintings will be there.
yeah, paintings will be there.
next month.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will.
hope to
announce
see you
it.
there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for the opening.
Yeah,
So if you're from Cebu, yeah, watch out on my Instagram. I'm gonna post about it.
yeah.
For sure.
How
What
about
else?
any collaborations? Are you open to any collaborations
With
So-
people?
Yeah, with people.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know what? No one has asked me. No one has asked me.
Ask me
I
that,
don't
right?
know.
Who's your dream collaboration?
Kaknyo.
so
Michael
if anybody
Kaknyo.
knows Michael Kaknyo.
I know. I've met him now.
Yeah, I know, but if anybody's close to Michael Kaknyo,
No, because if you know Kaknyo, okay, he makes like the really nice, was it brass sculptures?
he makes brass sculptures.
Just look it up. He has collaborations with other artists, and it's
Usually
just
it's like Kaknyo and Sanso.
dude, that's like my
H.R. Ocampo.
dream.
Yeah.
That's my dream to have. Even just one for myself. I don't even need to. It doesn't even need to be sold or anything. I just want one for myself.
Yeah.
That is my dream to do.
Yeah.
But
But you did a collaboration with your lolo,
Yeah, like
which
a
has-
few paintings.
which did pretty well,
paintings, yes.
and they're very limited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's also his first collaboration with an artist.
Is it?
Yeah, he told me he never collaborates with anybody.
Oh, well, he can't say no to me. That's
Yeah,
why.
well, artists don't really collaborate with each other.
Yeah.
That's why
Well-
they're so limited. You see a collaboration, it's super limited.
That's true. And for anyone wondering, my Lolo does not work anymore. Yeah, that's why his stuff is really hard to find. It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just in case you're wondering.
yeah.
But then I always ask him, I'm like, because he's fine now. He was in the
Yeah, yeah.
hospital he stopped when he got sick. He's fine now. And I keep asking him, don't you want to work?
Yeah.
And he said, it's done. It's finished.
It's finished.
That part of his life is finished.
You'll never know. Maybe one day he'll pick up like a piece of paper.
I don't know. I hope so, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it. Okay. So, what else? Any other thing I should address before I go to these questions?
Just go to the questions.
Okay, so I asked on Instagram if people had questions about art stuff because I do get a few messages once in a while. And I will just address the questions that I haven't answered yet and answer them. So first, what's your favorite artwork of yours? My lolo taught me how to answer this question because
Yeah.
people ask this question a lot.
Yeah, and they're hoping it's theirs, right?
That's
Because what I
true.
would do is like I would say every painting is my favorite.
Yeah.
So if you buy from me, I would be like, "That's my favorite painting."
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Well, because me and my lolo, we kind of like to talk about, we talk about art basically.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was talking about it, I'm like, yeah, people are always asking questions like, what does this mean? A fun fact, I hate it when people ask me that question.
Yeah.
I will probably answer you, but I hate it when people ask me that question because, as I said, art is subjective. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah. Whatever
That's
you
what it
want. yeah.
means.
Your interpretation is correct.
Yes, your interpretation is correct. Doesn't matter what
Whatever
it is.
interpretation.
It's correct.
There
That's-
have been paintings when it's like Phantom and you. Remember somebody said, "Oh, it looks like it looks like
It
Phantom."
looks like a
and-
dog. It
Yeah.
looks like a dog, and it was absolutely not a dog. But you know what? You do you. It's a dog for you. That's great.
Yeah.
But I was ranting to him. I'm like, yeah, people always ask me like what my favorite is. I don't know what to answer. And he said, just say it's your latest.
Yeah.
So my latest painting is my favorite painting.
Yeah. Well, I would say that painting that you're buying from me, that's my
It's
favorite.
my favorite.
painting.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, who is your favorite Filipino artist or painter aside from my lolo? It's probably Ben Cab.
Yeah.
How about you? His Sabel series is absolutely
Me?
stunning.
I know. I really love Imao.
Oh yeah, he loves emo.
Imao. So if you know
Colors.
Imao, he's actually
Shout out emo.
he's actually not a national artist for visual arts.
What's
You
he?
know that?
What is he?
He's a national artist for sculpture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Fun
But if you see his
fact.
paintings, amazing.
Yeah, they're very colorful.
Yeah, they're Filipino kasi, like Sari
Yeah,
Manok.
sorry, manok.
you know,
Yeah. What country would you like to visit for your passion in arts? I think the Louvre was.
Yeah, well, we visited the Louvre, but I think you like the Met more.
I love the Met.
Yeah,
I love the Met.
you love the Met more than the Louvre.
Yes, the Met in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Renaissance paintings.
Yeah, because the one in the Louvre, kasi it's only Mona Lisa. It's only Mona Lisa,
Yeah,
and everything else,
does pales in comparison.
doesn't really
Yeah.
appeal to you because they're super.
Yeah.
Super
The Met,
old.
yeah, the Met's great. The super
Met-
old.
Yeah, but the Met is good.
Where do you get inspiration to finish or do an artwork? Mm, it's a hard question to answer. Basically, I make what I find looks nice. I make what I want, what I think is beautiful. That's pretty much it. But there are days. Well, a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, do you work every day? What's
Yeah.
your schedule like?" Oh, I didn't even talk about that. What is my schedule like? I work every day.
You work every day, but you
Mostly.
work whenever you can.
Yeah.
You need to work.
Yeah. I work mostly every day, but sometimes if I'm really in the groove, like if there are times when I'm super, super itching to work and I have so many ideas and I just want to work and I'll literally
Yeah.
sit in my studio for 10 hours.
But it doesn't dictate your day.
No, it's more of when I get home or if I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Because you don't have timelines naman eh.
Yeah,
Unless
which is
you're
great.
unless you have an exhibit.
Unless I have an exhibit or if I have a commission that they have a set deadline, which is very rare.
Yeah.
That's the only time I really have to like sit there and I really have to work.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I work when I want to work. Like I said,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm sitting there for 10 hours straight. Like you leave the house,
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my studio, you'll come back
Yeah.
at night and I'm in the same position. I haven't moved.
Yeah. So
But-
while she's actually painting for 10 hours, I'm actually playing golf for 10 hours.
Yup, that's basically it.
That's basically it.
And then but there sorry, hold on, there's like can
Hold
you
on.
wait, we have a house issue, the lights. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, I was going to say, but there are also some days where I absolutely do not want to work at all. Like, not at all. Yes, I love what I do, but there are literally some days you get up and you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And on those days, I'd really just stay away from it unless I do have a deadline.
Yeah.
Because if you do work on something, especially art, and you're not in the mood, it's gonna show. It's totally gonna show.
Okay, next.
I really want to learn how to paint. Any advice for a beginner and what materials to use? The easiest is acrylic.
Yeah. And the easiest is you go to Sip and Go. You go to Sip and Go. If you've heard of Sip and Go, they will teach you how to paint.
Ano ba yan?
No. Seriously. You don't know how to
Yeah,
start
but-
kasi. But at least, diba, when you start on something, somebody's helping you already.
Yes, and sure that I agree to an extent, but that goes against what I said that you shouldn't teach technique. They teach technique.
They don't teach technique naman.
They do. They with the brushes. What brush to use for this effect?
Yeah, but if you're totally like
Or totally like zero knowledge.
like you can't paint, you can't draw, you can't do anything. It's good to go to a place like Sip
That's
and
funny.
Go.
That's funny. Okay.
And try it.
Yeah. For me, trial and error. You know, I
Yeah.
actually have a huge reject pile. You know, I've been doing this for almost 4 years, and I have a huge reject
Yeah.
pile. Sometimes I don't like what I do, and I just throw it. I don't throw it away, but
Yeah,
it makes the reject pile.
it makes the reject
So
pile.
it doesn't matter which
So
my friends take advantage
so we have
of.
like parties here at home. So we live in the south, and our friends trek all the way to the south because they want to rummage through that reject pile.
Yeah, I don't sign them though, so there's no proof that it's
Yeah.
mine. But you know, if you whatever. But yeah, even if you're a seasoned artist and even if you know what you're doing, sometimes you just don't like what you produce and you don't
Yeah.
produce good things. You just get rid of it.
Okay, next.
Wait, but yeah, acrylic paint. I just want to emphasize acrylic paint's the easiest because it's flat and you can layer it and it will remain flat.
Yeah.
Oil is hard. Watercolors are also hard because there's no going back.
Yeah, but you do you. If
But you do you. If you want to do oil, you want to do
Yeah, you do
watercolor.
oil.
I'm just saying if it's the easiest to work with. How do you set the price? I already answered that by size.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried digital art for school? Yes,
Yeah.
but not really as a career.
Yeah.
What or who inspired you to do art? I guess I started with ABC. Well, of course, my lolo, right?
Yeah,
Of course, my lolo inspires me
But
to
she
continue.
sparked that,
She sparked the art.
creativity.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But it's mostly my lolo inspires me to continue his legacy because he's already done. He's
Yeah.
done painting, and I really want to just continue that. He deserves that. How did you come to the decision that you wanted to do art instead of having a normal office job? Here's a fun fact. When me and Jed started dating, I told him, hey, by the way, I never want to work. I want to be a housewife. And kudos to you. You were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's not a problem. That was my dream. I just wanted to be a housewife. That's still kind of what I am, I guess.
Yeah.
I did not come to any decision that I wanted to do art. I think that's why it
Yeah.
works. It found me, kind of.
Yeah.
And it was by chance. And I didn't force it. And it just happened. So now I am still a housewife. But
Yeah, well, and guys, come on. If somebody wants to buy a painting from you, I don't think you should think about other types of career. It means that you're really good at what you do. Because if somebody wants to buy your work, and people continue to buy your work, I mean,
yeah, I would never choose a normal office job over what I do.
Yeah.
Basically. I don't think anyone would.
yeah. But still, kudos to those who have office jobs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
also
me.
like
me.
No, it's a whole different ball game. It's hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
very lucky.
a lot of us would choose to stay home.
Yeah, that's why I'm very lucky. It's great when you're your own boss and
Yeah.
you just keep creating. Favorite medium, acrylic, like I said kanina. What do you do if you have artist block? One thing is I step away, I take a rest.
Yeah.
Don't force it. Second, if ang tagal na ng rest ko and wala pa rin, I'll go through that swipe file and I'll look at other stuff.
Yeah.
And third, if wala pa rin, literally just doodle aimlessly and hope that
Something happens.
yeah, usually it does.
Yeah, or just take a break early.
Usually it's really just a break.
Yeah, just a break.
Age you started painting, like career-wise, like abstract, how old was I? 2015? 24?
Yeah.
I was 24. Now I'm 27. Did you have any formal art schooling or was it all lolo training? Wow, neither.
Neither.
Neither. Maybe neither.
Yeah, well, because art school naman kasi, even if you go to art school, they won't really teach you technique. They do to a certain point, but it's
like
more
art
of
history.
Art history. Yeah,
A lot
so
of
it's
fluff.
A lot of art history.
A lot of fluff. But you know, a lot of people tell me, "Hey, you should go abroad and take a course." And
Yeah.
personally, including you,
Yeah, go.
personally for me, I'd rather be the one with no schooling and be successful and be like the underdog rather than taking all these courses and people expect me
Yeah.
to produce good works.
But if there are scholarships, why not, right?
Oh yeah, that's how my lolo had a lot of scholarships, but I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna pay. That stuff's expensive.
Yeah. Rather
Dude, that stuff's
do something else,
expensive.
travel or something.
And you have to go abroad for that. There's
Yeah, yeah.
none here.
Yeah, there's none.
No, thank you. How much starting range of my paintings? Send me a message. I'll tell you. How did I start? Talked about that. When did you know na ito na yung career mo?
guess when people start asking you how much your painting is and you start selling it.
No,
then...
but it's different from when it really becomes your career.
No, I think for you it was the exhibit and selling out minus
Except
one
Yeah.
during your exhibit, your first exhibit.
Yeah.
I think
that's
that was
probably
like
when-
this is it.
Yeah.
Because your lolo, remember, he was telling us that he did his first exhibit in Paris
And he sold nothing.
and he sold nothing.
Well, and I always say that I'm very lucky that I am his granddaughter. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% successful, and that's in quotation marks, because I'm amazing. I know it's also because
He
I
paved
am
the
his
way.
basically
Basically, he paved the
and
way.
I always tell him that because he's always like, "Oh, you're more famous than me," and I'm like, first of all, no.
Yeah.
Second of all, this is all my success is because of you.
Yeah.
It is because of you. I'm not oblivious to that.
And tell them also what your dad has been telling everybody about your painting. Like
What
when
did he say?
that you were the one, that you should be the one to take his legacy.
Oh, yeah. That was a...
For the longest time, diba?
He
keeps
told me
telling
this
that.
in high school. He actually only told me this during one dinner, but
Yeah.
it was a very long conversation. In high school, when I didn't think about
Yeah.
any of this, and he was like, if anyone should kind of continue his legacy, you should do it. My
Yeah.
dad was telling me, and I'm like, I don't even know how to start.
Yeah.
So that conversation started and ended there.
Yeah. But all
guess what?
All of the interviews of him about you,
He says that.
He says that.
Is he taking credit? Is he taking credit?
He keeps saying
Oh
that.
my gosh. It's true, but it wasn't a conscious choice.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Which is, like I said, that's probably why it works, because it's not a conscious choice. It's not anything forced.
It just happened.
It just happened, and that's the best thing. What career would you like to do? I'm confused. This is my career. What career would I like to do? This one. I'm doing what I love to do, which is great. It's a continuation. I'm so sorry. It says, I just wanted to ask, if you weren't a painter, what career would you like to
there you
do?
go.
That's such a good question. Like I said, housewife. That's it. I
And
don't want
theater.
to.
You wanted to do theater.
If
Because
I could hone all my skills.
Yeah. Because you tried. You auditioned for one.
Yeah, of course I got rejected, but no. If God asked me like what skills I would want,
Yeah.
dancing, act, and I would go into theater. It would make me so happy, but you know what? Can't have everything.
Mm.
Have you tried doing realism aside from abstract?
You have.
Yeah, when
Portraits.
I tried doing realism when I was a teenager, but a lot of people do realism.
Yeah.
So I'll stick to abstract right now, but
Yeah.
I have tried. Last question. Have you tried other mediums aside from acrylics? Any thoughts about them? I tried watercolor with the calligraphy stuff.
And you tried like other, not paint. You did those
Yeah, I tried-
keyboard thingies and
Oh yeah, oh my gosh. In high school, I should... Are you gonna sneeze?
yeah.
I'm
good.
In high school, I had this one artwork. It was a mosaic of keyboard keys, literal keyboard keys. We had like old keyboards in IS, and our art teacher said that we could do anything we wanted with them. So I literally pried out
Yeah.
all the keys, and I made a mosaic out of 1,700 something
Yeah.
keyboard keys. I should look for a photo and put it here. But I've tried many other things, but acrylics for me. That's what I'm thinking.
You have
of.
a few sculptures.
Yes, a few sculptures.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically that's it. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything?
No, I guess not.
I guess not.
So like, if you're an art enthusiast, I think you should keep going to museums.
What do you mean? Or
Like
exhibits, actually.
Yeah,
And also
exhibits, museums. There are always a lot of exhibits in Mega Mall. You know, that empty space over there. There are exhibits in Rockwell, Aura, And you know what? If you don't understand it, just accept
Doesn't
it.
matter. Yeah, that's true. Last piece of advice for people who want to, I guess, who want to become artists or painters, just create the stuff that you want to create. Don't don't let what other people want or what buyers want dictate what you make.
Yeah.
There's an audience for everything, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a buyer for everything.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
You find like the random things being sold online and it's being sold.
Yeah. There's an owner for everything you
Yes.
create. It's just you need to market it properly and you need to have patience.
Yeah.
Because I recently sold a painting that I made like 3 years ago.
Oh.
I thought no one was gonna
Yeah.
make it pansin. I thought no one wanted it, but you know what? You just have to be patient, basically.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I think that's it. Bye.
Okay. Bye.